This is Hawaii Matters, a talk story with friends and neighbors living, working, and helping in these Hawaiian islands. I'm your host, Kathy with a K. Our topic: go and enjoy our Hawaii State Library systems. And our guest is Hawaii State Librarian Stacey Aldrich. Maybe it's Keiki, wherever you were raised up. There is an excursion to the public library, like when you visit the fire station and that kind of thing. And the Hawaii State Library system is really special. It has grown, expanded, updated various campuses, as it were. Stacey, tell us about how you came into the Hawaii State Library system.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Kathy, for having me. I'm really excited to be here. I have been a librarian for more than 30 years, and I was the state librarian of California, and previous to coming here, state librarian of Pennsylvania. I feel very lucky that I was able to come here and be the state librarian, which is different than the other state because we have a very unique library system. We're 51 branches on 6 islands. So unlike other states where a state librarian has a role of managing programs and services to separate library entities across the state, Hawaii is one. So I'm like a director of a large library system too. And so that mix is amazing. And I love Hawaii. It's my home. I just feel very honored to be able to serve the community through our public libraries.
Each neighborhood services a different community. You can walk into the library and you can know it and smell it. Oh, the smell of books. Can you talk more about the missions and goals of the Hawaii State Library?
So the mission of the public state library system is to inspire curiosity and create opportunities for all to read, learn, and grow. I know a lot of people might think about libraries as being places where they're just books, but they are places of learning, and they're places of connecting to technology, to connecting to opportunities to learn, to connect to new authors, to connect with each other. And so our libraries really are these community hubs that keep growing with our communities as they grow.
Is the Hawaii State Library system, is it seasonal? Are there things that you're more focused in during the holidays or maybe during the summertime, for example?
For the summertime, absolutely. We have our summer reading program starting soon, our summer reading challenge, Ehelehelo Kaku, and this year's theme is Mele. So we want to read together and think about poetry and songs. We're just inviting everyone to read. It's not just for Keiki, it's for everyone. So we're really focused on getting everyone to read this summer. The summer reading program has been going on for many years. We've changed it. It's now online. For the past couple of years, you've been able to manage the books that you read and let us know how many books you read or how many minutes you read using a Beanstack app. So that was our upgrade. We've been doing summer reading for many, many years. I think originally it was for kids, but we know that reading is so important for all of us. It really helps us to build empathy. It helps us to be more focused. It helps us to just walk in the shoes of other people and experience new stories and ignite our imagination. So we've been doing summer reading for a long time, and this year in particular, we're really focused on getting more people reading. So we're hoping we'll get at least 25,000 people to join summer reading this year.
There are those who have yet to step into a physical library, and it's like a great experience to walk in the doors. I'm getting chicken skin remembering as a child, and most recently as an adult when I was trying to figure out if my library card was still current. But stepping into the library and seeing friendly faces and them reading me saying, "Do you need some help?" And I'm like, "Oh, I just want to get a lay of the land." And there's ways to enter a library, and it's open to the public. Stacey, can you talk more about what someone can experience stepping into the library for those, the uninitiated, as it were?
Sure. Well, it depends which library you go to. All of our libraries are slightly different. They were built at different times. It will feel a lot like a library because we have lots of books, but we also have computers and technology. We have self-check machines. We now have RFID in all of our libraries to help us be more efficient and to make it easier for our patrons. We have lots of programs. So if you go on our website, you'll see free programs. So you can learn how to play mahjong. If you want to learn how to fall in a good way so you don't hurt yourself, we have classes. We've had digital literacy classes. So if you need to learn how to use your smartphone, we have a wide range. So if you go on our website, you can look on whichever island you live on. You can look at the island and see what programs are being offered. We have great story times for kids. So if you want to bring your family or your grandchildren and get them ready to learn how to read, our librarians are great at helping kids learn those basic emergent literacy skills that they need. It's fun. So our libraries are these places that sometimes are quiet and maybe sometimes are a little bit loud because we have great programs going on. So again, it will depend on which library you go to. If you want the grand feeling of the old library, I invite you to come to the Hawaii State Library. The first part of that library was built in the early 20s, and it's a beautiful library, and it does have the original bones from those times. So it depends what you want. If you want a quiet place to go read and feel the mana of history, that's a good place to go. But also the neighborhood library that maybe you went to as a kid. Kaimuki is a very well used library, and it's a great place to sit and read and just connect.
Hawaii State Library System with State Librarian Stacey Aldrich. This is Hawaii Matters. My name's Kathy with a K. You can get more information very broadly at librarieshawaii.org. Stacey, as State Librarian, what are your general responsibilities for those who work and volunteer with the library system?
My main responsibility is to work with an amazing team of people to ensure that our communities have access to information, ideas, technology, and opportunities to learn and connect. And we focus our energy on that mission and making sure that everyone, no matter where you live on our islands, you have the same access to the same resources. So anyone can come in and get a library card. And next week, we'll be launching a new library card. So we're encouraging everybody to come back and get a library card. If you haven't had one in a while, come and get a library card, because we not only have physical resources, we also have a lot of digital resources too. So we have a digital doorstep, and we also have a physical doorstep. So you can download ebooks and audiobooks from Libby. You can watch movies on Canopy. You can stream movies. You can learn a language for free using Mango Languages. You can read 6,000 plus magazines and newspapers from around the world using Press Reader. And we just launched this week Wall Street Journal. So we now have the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal available. And all you need is a library card. So we really hope people will come back in. And if you already have a library card, you haven't used it in a while, we want you to come back in and see what is new at the library and to take advantage of all these amazing resources that we have.
For a reminder for those who are not familiar with the Hawaii State Library System, to go to the library, is it free? Do I need to have a membership card? What's required of me being in Hawaii and stepping into my local library?
So the library is free. Anybody can come into the library, and everyone's welcome to come in the library and to use all the resources we have. If you want to check out materials, like if you want to check out a book, or you want to check out a DVD, or if you want to use our digital resources, then all you have to do is get a library card, and those are free.
For a Hawaii State Library card, what kind of identification would I need to bring in?
You just need some form of government ID that shows your current address. And if you've never had a library card, we also ask you to bring like a phone bill or something that verifies that address to your ID. But then once we have that, you come in, we can just give you a library card.
I had found a red with a yellow flower library card that I've had. Is that still current? And I remember going into IAEA Public Library, the newer campus or the newer location, and I was in the system. I had so this is what will cost you if you have a late fee on something you dropped off. And it was very nice because the young person behind the counter looked it up and said, you do have it. It's like $5 or something.
If you haven't been to the library in a long time, stop by and just talk with our staff. They'd love to see you. They can figure out if your library card is still part of our system. We do, if people are inactive for a long period of time, we do purge people from the system. So you may have been purged if you haven't used it. But if you have a fine, you're still there. So you can come in and we can talk with you. We can work with you on the fine. But we really just want people to come in and get their library card and use all these amazing resources. It's so hard to get the Wall Street Journal now. And I know many people, like your friends will send you an article that they see in like the New York Times, and then there's like a paywall. You can't read it. Well, now you can because you have access through the library. So we really encourage everybody to come on back, bring your library card. If you want to keep your red card because you love that card, you can. We have little sleeves that have our new look on them that go along with our new library cards. Or if you want a new library card, we're happy to give you a free new library card too. We just want you back. Come back. We want to see you.
The Hawaii State Library. Get details, librarieshawaii.org. This is Hawaii Matters. I'm your host, Kathy with a K, and talking with Hawaii State Librarian Stacey Aldrich. You had said coming to Hawaii from previously being in California with the library system, Pennsylvania's library system, the difference being 51 libraries across our islands.
So on Oahu, we have about 25 libraries. Hawaii Island, we have 12 libraries. Maui, we have 8. We count Maui County because we have one on Molokai and one on Lanai. And then we also have the 6 on the main Maui. And Kauai, we have 6 libraries. And what's amazing about being a library system, we're all one, is that you can check out a material, you can go on vacation, go visit your family on one island, come home with that book and just drop it at any other public library here, and it will get back to that library. That's all you need to do. Because we're one system, we share all of our resources together. So if your library doesn't have a certain book, one of our other branches has that book, you can ask for that book to be delivered to your library. You don't have to go fly to Kauai to get that book because it only exists there. You can ask for that book, and we can make sure that book gets to you. So it expands your resources. It's not just what's in maybe the library that you go to. You have access to all 51 branches.
Can you talk more about the summer reading program? What is the theme once again?
Sure. The summer reading program is E Helo Helo Kako, Let's Read Together. And the theme this year is Mele. And so it's all about poetry and song, sharing those stories through poetry and songs. And it is from June 1st through July 31st. You can go to our website and sign up. Just sign up online. You just have to download the Beanstack app and look for the Hawaii State Public Library System and join the summer reading. And what's really exciting about it is you get rewarded for reading. So for every so many books or minutes, so for kids, they read by minutes. For teens and adults, it's a number of books. Every level you hit, there are rewards, and then there's a reward at the end. And for adults, every book that you read puts you into an entry for opportunity to win 4 round-trip tickets anywhere Alaska Airlines flies. Same for children and for teens. They'll be entered into this drawing as well. We're very appreciative of Alaska Airlines and Hawaiian Airlines for supporting this wonderful gift. So you can travel all summer long in your mind with these amazing books you're reading, and then you might be able to actually win and make a story of your own by traveling somewhere. So it's pretty exciting.
There are other ways that you can feed your mind when you go to the library. But if you are like, I'm too busy to physically go to a library, like you heard, there's options like with the Libby app and Canopy. I love both of them because these apps are free. And when you have a Hawaii State Library card that's updated, that information can also link to find out what's available locally. And it's just a lot of fun. And it's free. That's what's really key about it, being able to provide entertainment and education, IRL, and through the app. Going to the library, it's amazing that you have very full shelves every time. There's no pukas. But there is time when certain items may get cycled out. How do you decide about, is it like popularity or the wear and tear of a book when things get shifted to the Friends of the Library and the Hawaii State Library, the book sale and the record and music sales? Can you talk a little bit about that?
We try to maintain a fresh collection. We also want to maintain a collection that provides access to some older materials. We have a collection development policy that helps us determine weeding. You identified some perfect things like it's falling apart, it's no longer readable, or it just hasn't been checked out. So oftentimes our libraries will see if anybody else is looking for a title, and we might move it to another branch if it has something that another community wants. But we also are able to work with our friends to help those books have a continued life opportunity with other readers. And so the friends, they collect books from the public, but they also take some of the books that we have weeded from the collection, and they have these amazing book sales, which I'm sure many of you out there have gone to and added to your collection and then given them back to the friends. We like that. Recycling of stories is great. And we're very grateful to the Friends, because the Friends of the Library of Hawaii are actually the group that supports our summer reading program, along with a few other amazing partners. But the Friends are the ones who help coordinate and provide that support. We couldn't do it without them.
What have you, or maybe surprised you about the Hawaii State Library system when you came on board as the Hawaii State Librarian?
How unique, not just by branch our libraries are, but it really is. We have a statewide view of how we provide services. We try to make sure there's equitable access to everyone. Then there's island differences, and then there's local differences. And so trying to find that balance so that communities that may have larger populations that may speak their native language may be different than English or Olelo Hawaii, how we can support those communities. So like McCully, we had a wonderful partnership with the late Mrs. Moon, who donated a lot of money to create a Korean collection. So those who are learning Korean, speak Korean, it's their native language, we have a library for them. In the Lily Hall Library, we have a Chinese collection. Waianae, we have patterns. We have quilt patterns that you can go and actually trace. In Honoka'a, we have Portuguese manifests of the ships that came over. So if you're looking for the history of your ancestors, you can go. So the breadth and depth of what is available at each of our libraries and how it also has a local feel to it, I think is just amazing. And we continue to do programs and to identify how do we keep strengthening communities based on what their needs are, but also ensuring that every community has access to the internet. Every community has access to learning digital literacy skills. So there's that high level, and then there's like to the local level. How do we keep providing that support? And I think that's just brilliant. And we have amazing staff who really care deeply about their communities. We're just wrapping up a grant project where we had classes in every library across the state, and we're looking for ways to extend our computer classes. So it's very basics, like what is a computer, what is the internet, how do I manage email, how do I get email, and how do I stay safe on the internet. And then we added smartphones and then navigating the cloud, Google Cloud. So we're going to look for ways to continue those kinds of programs. I think our biggest thing is we're the library, and we care deeply about our communities, and we're this resource for everybody. So no matter what you're trying to figure out, we will help you figure it out because we want you to be successful. So when it comes to any kind of literacy, digital, we don't want people to feel ashamed. We want them to come, and we want to help them get what they need to improve their ability to connect to other people or improve their ability to connect to the words on a page. Reading is hard. And lots of people have had challenges with education, or they just didn't have a good experience. And our libraries have all kinds of resources, and we can help people find resources so that they can improve both their regular literacy skills and also their digital literacy skills. For people who maybe don't read a lot, or they may have challenges, we also have the Library for the Blind and Print Disabled. And it's an amazing library because it is designed to help people who can't read standard print, be it blindness or physical disability. So if you know anybody or you're having problems reading, you can join the Library for the Blind and Print Disabled, and they actually send you books. There's a whole process, and then there's an online book service for this particular program. So we're looking to help everyone come back and to read. And if you don't like to read, you can also listen to audiobooks. So Libby has audiobooks, which is what I do a lot, is I listen to audiobooks. I prefer to read paper. I'm old school. I do like to listen to audiobooks as well. And so we have audiobooks. We have tools like Bookflix, which is online. You can go onto our website, click on it, and it's children's books. But the children's books, you can have it read to you. It shows the words. It'll highlight the words as you're reading. So people who may be also learning English with their children, it's a great tool to use. So we have all these amazing resources, and we want to help people. We want to help people find those resources and then use them to support their success in whatever they're trying to do.
Now, we spoke a little bit about the library card, because you can go into any library during library hours and read, enjoy, use the computer. But if you want to borrow, that's when you need to get your library card.
We do have if you have a digital emergency, you can
digital emergency.
You really need to read that article in the New York Times, or you really want to, maybe you have a student in your life who has to read at the last minute, doesn't have their library card. You can go on our website and you can apply for a temporary card that gives you immediate access to all of our digital resources. It's good for 45 days, so at least you can get in and use the resources we need them, and then just visit a library before the end of the 45 days and get your real card, and then you'll be good. But I think it's good for digital emergencies.
Wow, I love that. It's like a temporary gym card, which in fact it is, because you are just kind of flexing your want to learn and your intellect. I love that.
Or just try it
fun.
out. You're like, oh, I haven't been to the library for a while. Let me check out what these things are. And what things can I use? And I think everybody will find something amazing. I mean, just the fact that you can stream movies now to your home, and you can stream it to your devices. There's an app for Roku and Apple to use Canopy, and you just need your library card. And so you can watch about 2 or 3 movies a month using Canopy, or you can download series or take a great course. But again, all these ways that inspire us and help us to tell stories and help us to hear stories in different ways, be it audio, movie, and then, of course, reading, which, again, we want everybody to join summer reading and to read. This is the time. This is my time where I focus on reading. People always ask me, they say, oh, you're a librarian. You must read a lot. And I'm like, oh, I wish.
Yeah.
But, they think that I sit behind a desk and I can read all the time, but I don't. I read every day. I mean, we're all reading all the time, but that deep reading where you're sitting down and you're just focused on the book, I find that when I actually can spend that time, my vocabulary improves, my focus improves, and we know that reading also improves our empathy towards other people, because you're living in somebody else's shoes in a story that is not your own. And so summertime is a good time to get back to reading. So we really would love to have everyone join summer reading.
I like how you said about being able to do deep reading. I have, like many homes and offices, I have a stack of books with bookmarks in various chapters, because I begin to do it, and then I'm like, I have to go to bed or I have to go to work. And for some folks, the resistance to start a new book, because it's like, I'm not going to have time for it, because you know how you read. You know that you're going to be so invested in the stories and the characters. Oh, my goodness. Do you have a favorite book that you return to time and again? See, not books. One
book. Oh,
I guess most recently, what did you come across and allow yourself to really finish? I guess
really dive in. I am a huge. My late father was really into Dune, and so I've inherited his Dune books. So I have been reading Dune again, and I do a deep dive, and then like you, I put it down, but then I come back, and when I get to dive back into it, it is like you've taken a pause, and now you're joining this weird family again, and going on this journey. So the Frank Herbert and all of his son Brian Herbert and his collaborator Kevin Anderson have been expanding the universe. And so I've been sort of living in the Dune universe. And at the same time, I also read for this Western writers group, and they write about women of the West. And I read as a judge for nonfiction. So every year I read several books. This year I have 3 books to read that I'm really excited about. One is about the first women physicians in the West. That sounds amazing to me. Another one is about Robert Louis Stevens and his wife's journey to the West. And I always get really excited about this because I have to read those. I have to. Last year, I got to read some pretty amazing books about women crossing across to the West in the wagons and the challenges, the politics, and stories of people I've never heard about, but who had such an influence on small communities. So I would say Dune, but if I had to go back to a book that I love, Alice in Wonderland would be my book that I love.
This is Hawaii Matters. I'm your host, Kathy with a K, and I want to thank Stacey Aldrich of the Hawaii State Library System. Remember, summer reading for 2025, June 1st through July 31st, librarieshawaii.org, or just stop by your favorite libraries because I know there's more than one. I won't make you choose. For a replay or to share this episode, search Hawaii Matters where you listen to podcasts. For Pacific Media Group Honolulu, I'm your host, Kathy with a K. Mahalo.